Barcelona secured the services of Wojciech Szczesny. The former Arsenal and Juventus goalkeeper has been signed to replace the stricken Marc-Andre ter Stegen, who will play no further part in this season. In order to be able to sign Szczesny, Barcelona had to receive approval for La Liga for Article 77 to be triggered. This allows 80% of an injured player's salary to be freed up. The request was approved, and on the back of this, the 34-year-old has officially been registered as a first-team player. It has been 3 months since Sergio Ramos left Sevilla upon the expiry of his contract. In this period, he has been strongly linked to a number of clubs, including those in Saudi Arabia, Mexico and Brazil. However, for the time being at least, he remains as a free agent. Staying in Europe seemed almost impossible for Ramos, but now cannot be ruled out. Earlier this week, Juventus defender Gleison Bremer suffered a season-ending injury, and the Serie Giants are on the lookout for a replacement. According to Tuttosport, Ramos is one of the players being considered. World Cup winner Paul Pogba's doping suspension has been reduced to 18 months from an initial 4 years. The Court of Arbitration for Sport said on Friday the suspension is now 18 months starting Sept 11, 2023. CAS Director General Mathieu Rieb told Reuters the decision means that the former France international will be eligible to make a return to competitive football in March 2025. World Cup winner Paul Pogba's doping suspension has been reduced to 18 months from an initial 4 years, the Court of Arbitration for Sport said on Friday. The suspension is now 18 months starting Sept 11, 2023. CAS Director General Mathieu Rieb told Reuters the decision means that the former France international will be eligible to make a return to competitive football in March 2025. SPORT reports that Barcelona are looking to sign a goalkeeper who can remain with the team for years to come. For this purpose, they have an OGC nice shot stopper Marcin Bulta in mind. Bulta is the goalkeeper who has replaced Szczesny in the Polish national team after the latter's retirement, and at 25 years of age, has proven himself to be the fastest growing player in Europe in his position. After having trained at Chelsea, PSG, and on loan at Cartagena, the Pole joined OGC in 2021 on loan from PSG and then joined them permanently in 2022 and has been a key player for his team since then. He also had a trial at Barcelona before signing with Chelsea, but a final agreement could not be reached at that time. Paul Pogba has sent a message to Juventus supporters via social media, posting a picture of his personalised boots and socks along with an hourglass emoji, signalling that his return is near after learning that his 4-year ban was reduced to just 18 months on Friday. Pogba was banned for 4 years last August after failing a routine doping test at the end of a 3-0 victory over Udinese in Serie A. The Frenchman was found to have traces of the prohibited substance DHEA in his system. However, after a successful appeal to the European Court of Arbitration, Pogba's 4-year ban has been reduced to just 18 months, which means that he will be eligible to return to action in 2025. Reports on Friday evening suggest that he will return to training in January and could be eligible for a return to competitive action in March 2025, in time for the potentially crucial run-in at the end of the season. Diego Simon sees his side well ahead of Sunday's trip to Real Sociedad. He dismissed suggestions of a negative atmosphere at the club during his pre-match press conference per Diario AS. No, I don't think that. We are working accordingly with the team we want to have. Players have come at the end of the market. We are looking to find their place and we will generate that they adapt as soon as possible. I don't see negativity. A game was lost, it was played badly. If you play badly, there are options to lose. I hope to be able to play a great game against a great rival like Real Sociedad. It hasn't been a bad start to the season for Atletico Madrid, although they will be desperate to defeat an out-of-form Real Sociedad side. If they can go that, things will look bright going into the international break. Real Madrid have named their squad for the game against Villarreal on matchday 9 at La Liga, which will be played at the Santiago Bernabeu. REALMADRID squad. Goalkeepers: Lunin, Fran Gonzalez, Sergio Mester. Defenders: Carvajal, Militao, Lucas V, Vallejo, Fran Garcia, Rudiger, Mendy, Jacobo. Midfielders: Bellingham, Camavinga, Valverde, Modric, T. Chouamani, Arda Güler, Ceballos. Forwards: Vinny Jr., Mbappe, Rodrigo, Endrick. According to Fabrizio Romano, Juventus could consider terminating Paul Pogba's 31 contract at the club despite the player being cleared to play again. The France international midfielder has had a 4-year doping ban from football reduced by the Court of Arbitration for Sport after 18 months. The manager of the Bianconeri, Thiago Motta, was rather blasé about a potential reintegration into his squad after the news regarding his reduced ban. Speaking in a press conference, the Italian head coach said that the club will evaluate the situation and will take a decision if necessary. As far as I'm concerned, Paul Pogba was a great player. He hasn't played for a long time. I am focused on Sunday's game. Everything else does not matter much to me. FIFA's regulations on the status and transfer of players (RIP) say a player who terminates a contract before its term without just cause is liable to pay compensation to the club, and where the player joins a new club, they will be jointly liable for payment of compensation. The Court of Justice of the European Union, CEDU, ruling on a high-profile case linked to former France player Lassana Dira, stated these dispositions were unlawful, and the judgment is expected to prompt FIFA to revamp its transfer regulations. Napoli maintained their renaissance under Antonio Conte with an enthralling 3-1 home win against Serie newcomers Como. Though the scoreline could suggest the Partenope eased past their visitors, it wasn't the case in a dramatic contest at Stadio Diego Armando Maradona. Napoli couldn't have dreamt of a better start. Less than 40 seconds into the game, Scott McTominay scored his first goal in Serie with a brilliant finish from inside the box to open the score sheet. However, the hosts inexplicably took their feet off the gas, allowing Como to take control of the game. Nico Paz fired a warning shot from distance, but his outrageous left foot effort rattled off the far post. Napoli refused to change their approach and got punished on the stroke of halftime as Gabriel Strefeza picked out the bottom corner from just outside the box with a devastating low shot, handing Cesc Fabregas' side a well-deserved equaliser. Como shot themselves in the foot at the start of the second half as Sergi Roberto gave away a cheap penalty. Romelu Lukaku assumed responsibility for taking the spot kick and made no mistake placing the ball down the middle to give Napoli another lead in the 53rd minute. The 31-year-old striker sealed Napoli's triumph with a defence-splitting pass for David Neres, who opened his Serie account off the bench late in the game. Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola claims the Premier League will not allow the club to delay their start to next season following the FIFA Club World Cup. The Premier League has not allowed us to postpone the first 2 games for our recovery, he said. I think the club asked the league to postpone 1 or 2 or 3 weeks so we can have a holiday after the FIFA Club World Cup. But it is absolutely not allowed. The Premier League say yes to us. No, absolutely not. As it stands, City have reportedly lodged no official request with the Premier League, however, which is also yet to confirm the start date for the 2025-26 campaign. Mata confirmed that Timothy Wee will not be available on Sunday, adding to the injury list that also includes Bremer, Nico Gonzalez, Arkadiusz Milik and Vasilij Adzik. Asked how his team are following the hectic 3-2 win over RB Leipzig in the Champions League, Mata replied, "Very good. It helps when you win. We are doing well mentally and physically. Arak, Milik, Gleason, Bremer, Nico Gonzalez and Adzik and also Weed, who felt some pain today, will not be there tomorrow. All the others are available." Expanding on the injury to Bremer, the coach added, "Gleason is an important player for us. I'm very sorry for the guy on a human level. Now we all have to step it up. He would have taken the responsibility to help his teammates. He has to stay calm and relaxed. Yesterday I saw him doing better and we are all happy to wait for him." Aaron Ramsdale has revealed his thoughts on Arsenal goalkeeper David Ray ahead of his return to Emirates Stadium with Southampton. England international lost his place in the starting XI just a few weeks on from Ray's arrival, and he failed to reclaim his spot, which saw him seek an exit this past summer. "I did an interview with David Seaman after my new contract. I said I wanted to emulate him and be there for 8 to 10 years, and a couple of months later I was out of the team. I tried my hardest to dislodge David. I do think now the rewards are showing. He started the season incredibly well. He was actually the first person to text me from Arsenal after my move here." The sporting management of FC Barcelona is determined to make decisive moves to strengthen several positions of their squad next summer, with the forward position being a key focus. And, as has already been reported, among the candidates to don the Blaugrana jersey next season is Lil Tacker Jonathan David. The Canadian striker's contract expires on June 30, and he seems unlikely to renew, despite his club's strong negotiations in recent weeks, and Barcelona have taken a keen interest in the forward situation as they consider adding him to the roster next summer on a free transfer. According to a report from SPO-RT, Barcelona are set to face stiff competition in the race to sign Jonathan David, as big Premier League sides like Arsenal and Manchester United are also interested. The likes of Tottenham Hotspur and Newcastle United are also monitoring the 24-year-old Canadian international. From Italy, Juventus, AC Milan and Inter have similarly expressed interest in his situation. The Honduran has all the talent in the world, but Unai Emery's guidance and support mustn't be underplayed in the striker's rapid rise at Aston Villa. I was quite hard on Jayon last season after one of the games in an interview just about his attitude and how he can improve that, but in all fairness I've been pleasantly surprised, John Magin said after the start of the season in August. I think the coaching staff and players have been pleasantly surprised too about how he has handled it all. He's trained really well. He has all the attributes to be a world-class striker, and we're seeing glimpses of it now. It's credit to him for being focused. If you come and watch training now, he's focused and he's sharp and ready to go. Hopefully we can see more of that, and it's up to us as players to make sure he keeps going in the same vein. Maybe the penny has dropped for him. He'll get his opportunities, chances and his goals, and even his attitude off the pitch. The way he is around people, around the staff, it has improved a lot, and it's great to see. We don't want to see him lose his character, his sense of fun. We don't want him to lose that, but it's about doing it at the right times, and hopefully he's found that. Davide Calabria's future at Milan is far from certain, as negotiations for his contract renewal are stalling, and he could decide to put an end to his 11-season stay at San Siro, as reported by transfer expert Matteo Mordo. Calabria is currently one of Milan's captains and has been a regular starter for the Rossoneri for several seasons, but his status changed this summer when the club decided to sign Emerson Royal from Tottenham, forcing him to fight for a place as a right back. Tottenham Hotspur are working on a potential transfer to bring Torino midfielder Samuel Rikside to London in what would be a blow for Manchester City and potential boost for North London rivals Arsenal. Spurs' ambitions to sign the Italy international are increased by working with former managing director Fabio Paratici. The 52-year-old stepped down from his role at Tottenham Hotspur in 2023, but is still thought to have strong links to the recruitment system he built in London. Three Cagliari players who could prove to be dangerous for Juventus on Sunday. Eri Mina, defender. The Colombian might be one of the most physically imposing players in Italian football. Therefore, he doesn't solely utilise his strength and height at the back, but also has a knack for scoring goals, making him a nuisance at both ends of the pitch. Gianluca Gitano, midfielder. The 24-year-old can cause problems for the opposition with his clever plays and impressive passing range, as evidenced by the assist he provided for Roberto Piccoli for last weekend's winner over Parma. Roberto Piccoli striker, the Bergamo native, has already settled in Davide Nicholas starting up, and he's looking to put his pace, height, strong physique and finishing touch to good use and emerge as one of the deadliest young strikers in Serie A. Scott McTominay left everyone impressed by scoring just 26 seconds into Napoli's home game against Como, capitalising on a play that started directly from kick-off. The stopwatch clearly shows that McTominay scored his first Serie A goal with Napoli after 26 seconds, as also reported in the caption, accompanied by an emoticon of lightning. After going ahead early, the Azzurri went on to win 3-1 and reach the top of the Serie A table. The Scotland international's goal was the third fastest net scored by a Napoli player in a Serie A match.